So I was in the hospital during COVID
Yeah.
for 65 days.
Wow.
That's no visitors. My wife could come. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine? You're not even allowed to walk in the hall.
Wow.
I was isolated in my room for 65. I got admitted in July. For 65 days, I was in my room.
Wow.
And so, but I prayed every day
Mm-hmm.
for my son to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Lord, just make him healthy. Lord,
Yeah.
let him be healthy. Let him
Yes.
be okay. Let him be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God answered my prayer, but not in the way that I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
My son is healthy.
Yeah.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about this life, it's only but a second. It's not even a minute. When you think about this life, our time on earth compared to all of eternity, it's but a second.
Word says but a mist.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
for me, I found so much peace in thinking, I feel like the Lord was telling me, I'm going to make him healthy, and I'll hold him until you get here.
Yeah.
It'll only be but a second.
Welcome to the JC Barnett podcast, where we bring you real conversations about community, leadership, faith, and empowering the next generation. I'm your host, JC Barnett, and together we'll explore stories that inspire growth in life and in young people. Today's episode is a special one and proudly supported by JC Barnett School of Jump Shooting, the Lady Stars Basketball Organization, and JC Barnett Jr. Investing in young people and leaders to reach their full potential. Let's get into it. Miss Carrie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
Known you for a long time. Known you and your family.
Yeah.
Love you to death.
Oh.
And it's just a special opportunity to get a chance to speak with you because especially over the last 5 years, I've learned a little bit about some of the things that you've encountered in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit to you that you have been an extraordinary inspiration, just knowing some of the things that you've been dealing with. And we'll jump into that here in a moment. But I really would really like to begin with who you are.
Okay.
What your family's about. We have a mutual love for a great game.
We do.
Of basketball.
Yeah.
And would just like an opportunity to learn about who you are.
My maiden name is Hendricks.
Yes.
So I'm a Hendricks. That used to mean something. I don't know that
basketball royalty.
Yeah, I don't know that younger generations are familiar. But my basketball just I like to say that it runs through our veins, it just does. Like I don't remember ever life without basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a big part of my story, my family growing up. My aunt was an All-American.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin played D1 basketball. My other cousin played college basketball. My sister played college basketball. I'm the lone soldier who did not, just because I wanted to pursue some other endeavors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of how we met. Probably through basketball before high school even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carver Center.
I
Carver Center days.
Your dad very vividly. He was a strong presence as a coach in the community, in the youth community, much like my dad.
Yeah.
He was a figure and a role that played a huge role. I think more so on the girls' side than the boys' side, from what I remember.
Yeah, we were like some of the first girls to ever play at Carver Center.
Yeah.
Carver Center used to be an all-boys league.
Mm-hmm.
And so actually Darryl Johnson really, really pushed for girls to be able to play there. So with the Becks and Thatcher and, all these D1 college players, we were like, we want to play with the boys. So.
And you set the foundation for it. You were class of 02, correct?
Yeah, so I graduated in 02. They won state in 03, but I still claim part of that because I'll tell you, our practices were harder than all of our games.
For sure.
Like you were battling, and I think we all kind of saw the vision, and it's crazy to think that high school girls knew what we had, because I could have transferred and gone and been a star at a smaller school, But instead, I'm like, I'll ride the bench because I know that every day in practice, I'm making this team better.
For sure.
And so, you don't get better in games. Games are the test of what you've prepared for.
Yeah.
So we spent, they always say you get better in the off season. It's true. We played year round, period.
That's absolutely the truth. I have a very similar view of having the opportunity to play at Kokomo. I could have gone somewhere else and been a star and done extraordinary things from an individual standpoint. But the stage, the NCC stage, is unlike anything anywhere else in the country in high school sports.
Yeah. I think it's funny because I see this theme throughout my life, but I think even in high school, it's like I understood I was part of something greater than myself.
Yeah.
And so really to have like that team concept, it's like what the team needs. Not what Carrie needs. What does the team need?
Absolutely.
So,
Now, you mentioned that you had family that had gone on and done things at the next level in sports and in basketball and stuff, and you took a little different path.
I did.
What was that path?
So since I can remember, I think there's actually a picture of me, in kindergarten. They ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you dress up as whatever that profession is. And there's a picture of me at a show or something my parents came to, and I was dressed up as a nurse. And so I wanted to be a nurse. And so any like small colleges that looked at me, like no D1, I was not that good, but I had small schools looking at me, but none of them had nursing schools. And I wanted to be a nurse. And honestly, because of that, those practices were harder than games. I was probably a little burnout my senior year, if I'm honest. Like, man, I can't do this anymore. So I ended up applying for ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps scholarship through the Navy, Navy Nurse Corps, and I got one. And so it was a full ride. I had applied to 3 universities, and I ended up getting assigned, which was perfect because it was my school of choice. So I went to Purdue University on a full ride Navy scholarship for nursing. And so that's what I did. And we had a tri-service basketball league. So I didn't give up basketball completely. I did play and traveled. Like, I got to play on Notre Dame's floor. Like, how cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But nobody was there to watch our games. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have a particular love for young people.
I do.
And engaging with kids.
I do.
And so your field of nursing worked primarily with kids, am I correct?
Yeah, it's funny because the Navy just assigned you places, and it wasn't the path I would have. Sometimes the path that you're on isn't necessarily the path you think you want to be on, but it's where you're supposed to be. So I wanted to be like an ER trauma nurse. So that's what I thought I was going to do. Like, I'm going to go to the Navy. I'm going to do all this like Rambo stuff and, adrenaline junkie. And like, I want to fly on helicopters and no. So I showed up my first tuition and said, pediatrics or psych, pick one. I didn't have an interest in either.
Wow.
And I thought, well, pediatrics, at least I'll get good at starting IVs, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I ended up loving it. I did pediatric oncology and outpatient clinics. And then I went to the pediatric ICU. And I just really fell in love with that population. So many times doctors come in and deliver devastating news, and then they leave. And the nurse is the one that's there. And so there's such a humanity about it and a real connection that you're with families and like their worst time, and it's a child, like they can't advocate for themselves. But that would set the stage for like the rest of my career and like my true calling and passion. And after I got out of the Navy, I went back to Purdue and I got my master's and became a pediatric nurse practitioner. So,
and that's when I realized that you were back here in the city. My kids would come to the office, your office.
So, I had an office here in Kokomo and one in Marion. So
wow,
I loved it. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
So you mentioned in your time as a nurse, you've had to deal with difficult situations and difficult. I think the terminology is prognosis.
Yes.
And so several years ago, you'll have to get me straight on the time frame. You received a difficult news yourself.
Yeah. So I think I'm about my story. So I think everything kind of started in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
I was in grad school. I'd been on the Navy about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was in for 8 years, and I was in grad school when my mom got
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed with it's called neuroendocrine cancer. It's a pretty rare form of cancer.
Yeah.
That was while I was in grad school. Again, in hindsight, really glad that I was home. Glad I
Mm-hmm.
made the difficult decision to get out of the Navy. It allowed me valuable time with my mother.
Yes.
And she passed away 9 months after she was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer.
Wonderful lady.
Yeah,
Wonderful lady.
amazing. Miss her so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then I graduated 4 months after she died
Yeah.
From grad school and with my nurse practitioner license. And then, see, that was 2015. And then in 2019, I myself was diagnosed with breast cancer. No family history of breast cancer. My dad had prostate cancer when we were in high school, when I was a senior in high school. So I wasn't like naive to cancer and how it affects families. And I even treated children. I took care of children with cancer.
Right.
And so it's just one of those, it was a total shock to me. I never thought that cancer would be something that would like, that I would be the one to get it. You kind of have that Superman syndrome, like, oh, everybody else was not going to happen to me. And it did. So, that was 20. Actually, what year was that? I think it was 2019. Yeah. Wow. I was diagnosed.
Now that is when I think about, like you said, I am a man of faith and I rely heavily on my relationship with the Lord. And we all have this idea of how we might deal with something if we encounter, whether it's a terminal thing or just some other difficult thing in life. And we hope that we're just strong enough to be able to handle it. And but my observation of you and other people like you who have dealt with difficult situations, it just is. It's almost beyond anything that we think ourselves can handle. How has your perspective changed since you've learned this? How has your perspective on life changed?
I'm going to backtrack a little bit and then I'll give you perspective. So in 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. On top of like anybody who's lost a parent, it's heavy. That is a burden. That is a heavy, heavy heartache that you carry for years. A lot of like, who am I without, especially like my mom. Like that's your mom. And so I was diagnosed in 2019. And actually, I was diagnosed 2 months after I had just gotten engaged. I got engaged in December of 2018 and then diagnosed with breast cancer in February of 2019. And I just want to touch base on like how that happened because I don't think people talk about it enough, especially for women that are watching. And I was not one. I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's true. I didn't do self-breast exams. I didn't because I just didn't think it would happen to me. I didn't think I needed to. And I'm embarrassed as a healthcare professional to admit that I didn't do that. I wish I did. And so I still like advocate. I'm like, please do these. Like I talk to young girls about like, hey, I know it seems silly, but like you need to do these every month. So what happened to me is my nipple was inverting. And so I was like, that's weird. Why is there like, it's going in? Like, what is happening? And so I knew enough as a medical professional to like, hey, let me just get a mammogram, make things. I thought it would be fine. And it wasn't. Anyway, so I went through treatments, like double mastectomy, radiation. There was talk of chemo, but we ended up not doing it. I won't get into the details of like the medical mumbo jumbo. But I did have some treatment and some obstacles I had to go through, which was hard. Like that is such a mental battle. It took me away from work, which was my passion. Like that's not a job. That was my career. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was meant to do. I absolutely love my job. That was my goal in life and I achieved it. And then it's like, now I have to go deal with this. Like I mentioned, I had just gotten engaged. That happened. So we did the treatments and my wife and I wanted to start a family. And so we got the okay from doctors. Like, look, if you want to have a child, you need to do it, but you need to do it now
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to need to put you in menopause. Like,
Yeah.
we need to take your hormones away.
Yeah.
And so IVF, anybody who's been through IVF, that is a battle. It is hard. It is difficult. It is not comfortable. So we did IVF, and after I think 3 attempts, I successfully got pregnant with our son Noah. And in October of 2020, I had my son Noah, on October 17th, and then on October 18th, he passed away.
Wow. Yeah.
And so I've lost a child now, and then I go back in November, like, which that's the hardest day of my life, like walking away, like putting your child down in their crib and walking out of that room knowing you will never hold your baby again. Like, that's so difficult. And we didn't know, like, I was in the hospital with complications, but we really didn't know that was going to be the outcome. Like, we had every reason to hope that things were going to be normal. And anyway, so in November, I went back to the oncologist. So he passed away in October. I went back in November for a checkup. And they're like, let's get a scan just to make sure everything's okay. And so they did a scan. And not only was my cancer back, but it was stage 4. So now it's in my lungs and my liver. And so you asked me, how has my perspective changed? And I think initially through all that, like, trauma and just like snowball of just going deeper and deeper, I'm like, the valley just like was this bottomless pit that just would not end. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that you don't know what anyone is going through. I remember being in the grocery store and barely being able to like go down those aisles and like feeling so invisible, and like no one understands what I'm carrying just to try to get some groceries. Like, there's a year that like I didn't even go to the grocery store, shout out to like what is food delivery services, I don't know, Home Chef, whatever, because I just couldn't. It was hard, and I just but yeah, I think that was the biggest thing, is like you truly don't know anyone else's journey. And the simplest act of kindness, like I remember being at the store and somebody was like, oh, you don't have that many things, go ahead. Thank you. Like, just the simplest act, somebody giving you a smile during the heaviest and darkest times, that was huge. Those were like the little glimpses of light and hope and just like kindness that I needed just to like survive the day.
It's super powerful, you just saying that and knowing, and that's what the word says. It talks about the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, all patience. All of those things are so vital to connecting people. And the difference between your day being made or not being made.
Right.
And we should always be striving to be the kindest that we can to people, because you just never know.
You don't
like
know. And even like sitting here, like, people I don't look like a stage 4 cancer patient. I think when people hear that, they think of what you see in the movies, somebody who looks terminally ill. Or, like looks like they're literally on their, like, I am terminally ill. I will die from this. And I know that. And we've touched on this too. And I think you have a question coming up about like, how do you do this? And
I mean, you mentioned earlier you live with a level of intentionality that is just above probably where most people are in life right now. And so,
well, I mean, I've done a lot of work. So like, even with all that stuff, like, mental health is huge. And like, don't carry that on your own. I knew that I was like, I'm going to need some help navigating this, because I've never done this before. I don't know anyone my age who is dealing with like this heaviness. Like, who can I ask? You know what I mean? My mom's not here. Like, who do I ask? And so I did seek some professional help just to kind of navigate stuff. And I did some mindfulness stuff with a different therapist. So I kind of had 2, but I was doing some mindful meditation things, and just like stress. But one of the things that we talked about a lot in therapy was this concept of radical acceptance. And so, you go through the phases of like being angry and why me and all this stuff. And it's just like, I can't change any of this.
Yeah.
I can't change that my son was sick. I can't change that he passed away. I can't change that I have cancer.
Yeah.
But I can radically accept those things and just like embody them as like, this is part of my journey. This is part of my story. But the things that I can control are my reaction to them. I can control my day to day. I'm not saying that like I'm perfect. I have moments where I cry and I just can't. I allow myself to have that moment, but then that moment's gone. I'm not going to live in that moment.
Right. Right.
And so, the other thing we did in therapy, when we talk about intention, is she had me envision my funeral. That's hard.
What were your initial thoughts about that?
This lady's crazy. You want me to do what? Like, you're telling somebody who has stage 4 breast cancer, I want you to lay here and meditate. And now I want you, you do all the like, breathe in, breathe deep, scan, body scan. Yeah. Now I want you to envision that you're at your funeral. I'm like, what mind twisted thing is this? Like, you got me messed up. Right. No, but I did it. And so she's like, imagine somebody telling you this too, and like a very calm. Now imagine somebody's getting up to read your eulogy. Wow. She goes, who is that person? And I was like, I don't know. Or like somebody's going to speak and talk about you, and who would it be? And I think I said my dad and like my sister, my wife, and she asked me, she goes, what are they saying about you? And that was kind of like an aha moment for me. Yeah. Because I was going through this journey of like, what's the purpose of life and da-da-da. And, for me, I think I figured out I don't need to know the purpose of my life, but what's the intention of it? Those are two different things. Yeah. Anyway, so I was kind of like, what do I want people to say about me at my funeral? How do I want people to remember me? Right. And I wrote those things down. And those now become my values and how I want to live my authentic self. Yeah. This is the person I want to be. And how do I go day to day and be in line with those things? Right. And so through that messed up exercise, it really gave me a lot of clarity about who I want to be, the kind of person I want to be, the kind of daughter I want to be, the kind of wife I want to be. Happy note, the kind of mother I want to be, because I now have a 3-year-old daughter, Quinn. Yes. She was born in 2022. I was not able to carry her because post Noah and the stage 4 diagnosis, they're like, oh, but now we have to do surgery and remove your ovaries because you can't have any more children. Like, great. Wow. So yeah, just. If you ever want to know what you really value, picture your funeral and what people will say about you.
You did mention your daughter, and I want to be super respectful of, and you have all of the freedom to speak about her. Yeah. You and your wife have your daughter. She's 3 now?
She's 3.
And her name?
Quinn.
What are some ways that you're teaching your daughter about gratitude and
yeah, we've talked about this before because JC wrote a beautiful, beautiful article. We did like an interview. I think, was that last year or the year before?
That
2
was
years?
3 years ago.
No.
Can you believe that?
Bro, I would have said it was like 2.
Like
wow.
quick.
Wow. Yeah, but we talked a lot about gratitude and like the perspective of that. And I think I've learned a lot about being happy for the little things. But when Noah passed away, one of the things I promised my son was that I would find a moment of joy in every day and think of him in that moment. Those moments have gotten bigger because when he first passed away, it was really, really hard. But I would find one moment, whether it was the light was green and I didn't have to stop. There's hallelujah, like there's the moment. Thank you, son. Yes. And so I still look for those things. And I think I verbalize them out loud with my daughter. And every morning we sing a good morning song just to be grateful for the day. That's wonderful. Actually, this evening before I came over, I was just outside just watching her play, and we just got a puppy. So I just sit and watch. And so I think a lot of times in gratitude, it's hard to be angry when you're grateful. If you truly are like looking for things to be grateful for. Right. it's really hard to be angry. It really
Mm-hmm.
is. And I think the more you're grateful, the more your heart grows in gratitude and the more you recognize those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. She's awesome though.
You've mentioned several things and people who could be tremendous sources of strength for you.
Yeah.
Where do you who are those and what are those sources of
I
strength?
think my wife, because
Mm-hmm.
she is very opposite of me. I'm very type A. She's very in the moment.
Uh-huh.
And so she helps balance me out and not worrying about things that haven't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like she helps me not think too far in the future.
Yeah.
And stay in the here and now. So she truly is like my rock. And she understands, she lets me have my spaz out moment because she understands that my brain does not work like hers.
Yeah.
And so she lets me do the thing and then she brings me back. She's like, okay, but right now,
Yeah.
you're fine. I'm
Right.
like, you're right. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, so stay here with me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
My family is amazing. My dad's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Even my mom, watching my mom go through her cancer battle was such, I don't know. It's like you're always trying to demonstrate or be an example for your children,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on how
Mm-hmm.
to handle hard things.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think she knew that she was doing this at the time, but watching her go through her cancer
Yeah.
and her battle and ultimately her death with like such grace was just really an example. And like I draw on her strength so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm having a bad day or I don't feel well, I think of my mom, and I don't know why this sticks with me so much, but she told me that there is good on the other side of cancer.
Mm.
And that, like I could cry.
Yeah.
And she told me, she said, either I'm going to be a testament to the healing power
Yeah.
of God or I'm going to be with him. Either
Mm-hmm.
way, like there is good on the other side of cancer.
Yes.
And I don't know, that just sticks with me. Like it's hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's a message of hope.
It is.
And so hope is a powerful thing.
Something you said to me 3 years ago when we were doing that interview that, and I'm going to get it wrong,
It's okay.
but it stuck with me, was that she mentioned something to the effect of, I'm too busy living to think about death.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine when she said those words to you, just how
Yeah.
powerful those
I mean,
were.
I think I've taken a different approach. Again, this is my type A-ness.
Yeah.
But she did. Like she didn't have anything planned for her funeral, or like we didn't talk about it. She didn't like, I don't know, she didn't leave me any notes or tokens, and she was like, I'm too busy living to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Love that for her.
Yeah.
I think it's powerful. I think I've taken a little bit different approach and I think this is my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was the fear of if I prepare for my death, it's like I'm giving it permission.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really, really afraid for a long time to talk about those things or to plan those things. But now I have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that she has as much of me as I can possibly give or leave her.
Yeah.
Like what I wouldn't give her a note from my mom about like when you have your first child. She wasn't here to see me become a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And facing that fear and doing the things like this is morbid, but like I have Noah helped me with some of this because I had to choose burial plans for my son.
Mm-hmm.
And so in doing that, it forced me, because I didn't willingly do this really.
Yeah.
Noah forced me to kind of face my own mortality and the plans that like, what do I want when I die?
Yeah.
And so like, I legit have my tombstone. I haven't seen it. I
Mm.
told them like it's done, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see my name on it. That's a little too far for me.
Yeah. Quick question.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything is by mistake, as difficult as the circumstances may be. Do you believe your son came and went to specifically prepare you for the difficult moments?
No, not necessarily.
No.
I'll tell you my perspective about my
Sure.
son. My wife struggles, I think.
Yeah.
I have peace about my son
Mm-hmm.
because I was in the hospital during COVID
Yeah.
for 65 days.
Wow.
That's no visitors. My wife could come. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine? You're not even allowed to walk in the hall.
Wow.
I was isolated in my room for 65. I got admitted in July. For 65 days, I was in my room.
Wow.
And so, but I prayed every day
Mm-hmm.
for my son to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Lord, just make him healthy. Lord,
Yeah.
let him be healthy. Let him
Yes.
be okay. Let him be
Yeah.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God answered my prayer, but not in the way that I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
My son is healthy.
Yeah. Yep.
He
Yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about this life, it's only but a second. It's not
Yeah.
even a minute. When you think about this life, our time on earth compared to all of eternity,
Yeah.
it's but a second.
Word says, but a mist.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
for me, I found so much peace in thinking, I feel like the Lord was telling me, I'm going to make him healthy and
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold him until you get here.
Yeah.
It'll only be but a second.
That's
So,
amazing.
like, I don't know. I don't think he was here to prepare me, but I think that there were lessons to be, not lessons, but I think there were hard things that I had to face
Mm-hmm.
in with his death and my death,
Right.
knowing that I'm going to see him. I need to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a way, it's these things what I was going to say was the things that I was afraid to face in my mortality. It's almost like it gave me permission. Once I did those things, I could lay them aside and I didn't have to worry anymore
Yeah.
about Aaron knowing what I wanted or what songs I want to play. Or like I went through have you gone through your high school boxes yet? You
No.
know, all the stuff your parents keep for no reason, like your Gus
That might
Macker
be a little different
trophies.
for a
Like,
lady than for a guy. There might have been some notes and stuff, but I'm not sure where they are now.
no,
But
like we had trophies. There was like, I found all these,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, you get your senior pictures and you guys all pass them
Right,
out. I'm
right.
like, I have like a stack of 50 classmates I don't really talk to anymore. Like, what do you do with all that stuff? Nobody
Yeah.
wants your stuff. So I went through and I kept the like crucial things that were important, like my diploma. I don't know. My daughter might want to see that someday.
Mm-hmm.
But going through that, it was almost like a grieving process of this life that I knew, um, this life that wasn't going to be anymore.
Mm.
And in a way, it gave me permission to move forward.
Yeah.
Like I was scared. I really was. Like
Mm.
there was a fear of like, if I do these things, it's like I'm willing the universe. It's like I'm telling the universe, okay, I can die now because I've done all these
Mm-hmm.
things. And so I think that's what I was afraid of. And
Yeah.
again, therapy helped me process this.
Yeah.
But in doing all that, it's like I don't have to worry about it now because it's done. There is a plan,
Mm-hmm.
and now I can just move forward and
Just
focus on the here and now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you have any advice or encouragement today?
Mm, I think my biggest one is for anybody, kindness. But if you're somebody going, no matter what your battle is, what your struggle is, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's a good one. That's
I
good.
am again a type A. I don't like to ask for help. I am a doer. I can handle it. I like I was in the military for 8 years. Like I do it. I get stuff done.
Right.
And I think accepting that like some days I don't feel well and it's okay to ask for it. And I think even deeper than that, in friendships, I've had to call friends and say, "Hey," because you're going through this stuff and everybody shows up for you right away. Like
Mm-hmm.
anybody who's had like a big loss or gone through a divorce or just you're just having a hard time.
Yeah.
Friends will show up immediately, but then they all kind of get back to their own lives. That's our nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're consumed and we have our own perspectives about our own lives and we're busy doing us, right?
Right.
So it's not like my friends forgot about me. They just get busy with their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, you see, I had a little conversation with myself. I had to get over myself. I'm like, get
Mm.
over yourself. Your friends can't read your mind. Quit waiting for them to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get over it. Quit waiting. You texted them, they didn't text you back, or you guys said you were going to make plans, but they never did. Get over yourself. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to see your friends, call them and tell them, I need you.
Yeah.
I need you to make me a priority because I need you. There is no shame in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, again, I did. I had to get over myself and be like, quit waiting for your friends to call you to check on you. I called them like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm struggling, girl. I need dinner. Here's 3 dates that I'm available and this goes back to like living with intention,
Yeah.
like being a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are really other relationships that I've had to let go. That's hard.
Right.
There are some relationships like especially now, because my time is so valuable. I'm on borrowed time.
Mm.
And so it is so important for me to protect my peace.
Yeah.
And so if there's relationships I had to let go, doesn't mean I don't love those people, but it's just like my peace is more important right now for myself and for my family. And so I love you. I wish you well, but I'm going to protect my peace. And that's hard.
Yeah, that is hard.
Close relationships.
And that's so good because I had just recently, I had to have a get over yourself moment for me.
Dude, we need to do it more often. I'm telling you, people do not tell themselves, I didn't get over myself.
Yeah. And it makes a world of difference in how I can proceed and be productive in life and manage relationships. I can be more clear mind and clear headed.
Yeah. It doesn't mean like you're a bad person. I think humans in nature, like it's our nature to be a little bit selfish, to be a little bit like expect others to do, or to, you know, that they would do what we would do. That's the thing. It's like, well, if I were them, or if they were in this situation, here's what I would do for them. Well, they're not me.
Right.
And so they don't have cancer. I don't have to be that friend to them. And it's not that they don't love me. It's just they're busy. Right. And so they have their own stuff, you know, and I just think my advice for others is like, get over yourself and ask for help. Ask for that time. Ask for that support. You know, lean on those that want to be there. And also, really when people offer you help and you're like, no, I got it. This is somebody, one of my pastor friends said this to me. You are depriving that person of giving you a gift. If somebody says, hey, can I take you out to dinner? Or, hey, can I just come over and chill? You're like, no, girl, I'm fine. Like, I can, you know, hey, can I fold the laundry for you? No, I'm good. Let them.
Yeah.
You are denying them of gifting you something.
Yes. I look at situations now, even with adults, much like it's a kid saying, hey, come play this with me, or hey, I'd like to give this to you. Accept it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to hurt a kid's feelings. You wouldn't want to hurt an adult's feelings. So be accepting of that gift.
Yeah. Especially, my wife is a horrible like gift receive. She loves to give gifts, but she doesn't like to receive them. And I'm like, just take the gift. She always wants to pay for people's dinner, but when people won't pay for no. Like, Aaron, they are trying to gift you.
Right.
They're trying to like bless you.
Yeah.
You are denying someone their blessing.
Yes.
For you.
Absolutely.
When you view it that way, you're like, okay, you can buy me dinner anytime.
Well, my friend, it has been an absolute joy to have this sit down and conversation with you. You're a woman of strength.
You know, people say that, and I am like, I don't have a choice. People are always like, I don't know how you do that, or how are you so strong? And I'm like, what other choice do you have?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to live in the alternative.
Yeah.
You just do. And so I'm just doing day to day the best I can. And so.
And you're doing amazing.
Thanks so much.
You're
Thanks
amazing.
for the opportunity, though.
Continue to inspire.
Thank you.
And thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the JC Barnett podcast. We hope today's conversation inspired you to think and live with more intention and reminded you of the power of your mind, your heart, your faith, and solid support systems. This episode was brought to you by JC Barnett School of Jump Shooting, the Lady Stars Basketball Organization, and JC Barnett Jr., dedicated to helping young people grow in skill, confidence, and in character. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and to join us next time for more stories of empowerment, leadership, and life lessons. Until then, I'm JC Barnett, and thank you for tuning in.